Greetings! Mantray79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty, let's get started. Pressing the A button now. Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, going to edit deck menu. Here we are, and now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be going for is a Stoicheia's Grand March of Full Bloom Lianorn with D-BT09. Alrighty, let's get started. Going to the deck, entering edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the edit deck menu. And like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Stoicheia's Grand March of Full Bloom Lianorn deck, made available with cards up until D-BT09. Alrighty, let's get started. First, we go to filter settings to pack, show only cards from Genesis of 5 Greats, 1, D-Booster 2, Brush of Legends, D-Booster 3, Advanced of Intertwined Stars, D-Booster 4, Awakening of Chakrabarti, D-Booster 5, Sharpshooter Brave Heroes, Festival Booster 2021, Festival Booster 2022, Chrome Pack number 1, D-Booster 6, Blazing Dragon Reborn, D-Booster 7, Raging Flameless Emerald Storm, D-Booster 8, Minerva Rising, and D-Booster 9, Dragon Tree Invasion. Apply filters. Filters applied. Let's get started. First up, the right deck. And now for the right deck. For the cards in this right deck we are playing, right deck, Grade 3, Grand March of Full Bloom, Lianorn. Skills, first skill, actions of Vanguard once per turn. Cost, Counterblast 1. If the cost is paid, draw a card. Choose a card from hand, call it to radar circle, or discard it. Second skill, Auto as a Vanguard. When this unit attacks, cost, Soul Blast 1. And discard a card from hand. If the cost is paid, boost this unit with all of your back row standing units with boost. If you boosted this unit with 3 or more units, this unit gets drive +1 to end the battle. At the end of the battle, choose 2 of your back row rear guards and stand them. Already, the Grade 3, Grand March of Full Bloom, Lianorn, we have 1 the right deck. Next up, the Grade 2. Right deck, Grade 2, Brilliant Tune, Rectina. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is rolled upon by a unit with Lianorn in its card name. Cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost is paid, choose a Great 1 or less card from drop, call it to radar circle. Second skill, Continuous as a rear guard. If your back row has 3 or more rear guards, this unit gets boost. Okie dokie, Grade 2, Brilliant Tune, Rectina. We have 1 the right deck. Next, right deck, Grade 1, Budding of Pleasant Sounds, Gracia. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is rolled upon by Brilliant Tune Rectina, you may call this card to rear guard circle. Second skill, Continuous as a rear guard. During the battle, this unit boosted a Vanguard. This unit gets plus 5,000 power. And affirmative, the Great 1, Budding of Pleasant Sounds, Gracia, we have 1 the right deck. And finally, right deck, Grade 0, announcing Wind of Spring, Corfi, starting unit. Skill, Auto. When this unit is rolled upon, if you went second, draw a card. Confirm, Grade 0, announcing Wind of Spring, Corfi, starting unit. We have 1 the right deck. With that, we've covered the deck's right deck. Next, let's get on to the Grade 3 lineup. And now for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3 in this deck we are playing, the right deck, Grade 3, Grand March of Full Bloom, Lianorn. Since we explained this card's skills during the right deck portion of the video, if we just skip ahead, for the cards in this right deck we are playing, 3 in the main deck. Next, the Grade 3, Blue Artillery Dragon, Inlet Pulse Dragon. Skills, first skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks a Grade 3 or greater Vanguard. If it is the first battle of this turn, if your Vanguard is Flagship Dragon, Flagbird Dragon, cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost is paid, stand this unit. Second skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of your turn, if the total number of attacks this turn is 4 or more, then cost, put this unit to your soul. If the cost is paid, draw a card. Already, the Grade 3, Blue Artillery Dragon, Inlet Pulse Dragon, we have 3 in the main deck. Next up, the Grade 3, Resonance Dragon. Skills, first skill, Continuous as a rear guard. If your unit boosted a total of 3 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. Second skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks a Vanguard. If you have a Vanguard of Lianorn in its card name, and your unit boosts a total of 5 or more times this turn, cost, Counterblast 1 and put this unit into Soul. If the cost is paid, choose 1 of your rear guards and stand it. Okie dokie, the Grade 3 Resonance Dragon, we have 4 in the deck. And next, the Grade 3 Normal Order Gratia Gradel. Skills. First skill, Continuous Regulus Piece. You may only have one Regulus Piece in your deck and use a total of one time in a fight. Second skill, Order. Place if you have a Grade 3 Vanguard of Persona Ride and do not ride this turn. Activate Persona Ride. Draw a card. All of your front units plus 10,000 power this turn, and your regard to Persona Road. And affirmative, the Grade 3 Gratia Gradel, we have one in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck, we are playing Grade 2 Tideline Dragon. Skill, actions of rearguard once per turn. If your Persona Road this turn, cost Soul Blast 1. If the cost and pay, choose one of your other units, and that unit and this unit gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. If your Persona Ride is active, even if Persona Ride is activated outside of normal ride. Okay, the Grade 2 Tideline Dragon, we have 3 in the deck. With that, we cover the deck's Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s in this deck, we are playing the Grade 1 Performing Pedal Dianta. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Rigor Circle from hand. If your Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, cost Counterblast 1. If the cost and pay, choose a Grade 3 or less card from drop, call to Rigor Circle. Second skill, Continuous as a rear guard. During your turn, if you have 2 or more Grade 1 or less rear guards in your back row, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. Alrighty, the Grade 1 Performing Pedal Dianta, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the Grade 1 Custodial Dragon, Sentinel Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, choose one of your units and cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from hand, discard it. Okie dokie, the Grade 1 Custodial Dragon, we have 3 in the deck. Next, the Grade 1 Blitz Order Elementary Sanctitude. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Continuous. You may only have 1 Elementary Sanctitude deck. Third skill, Order. If your opponent's Vanguard has Triple Drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Place the cost of this card a card from hand if your Vanguard is Grade 3 or less. If the cost and pay, choose one of your units. It cannot be hit until end of battle. Remove this card. Affirmative, Grade 1 Elementary Sanctitude, we have 1 in the deck. Next, the Grade 1 Noblest Flit. Skill, Continuous as a rear guard. During your turn, if your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. Confirm, the Grade 1 Noblest Flit, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the Grade 1 Forest Protecting Hunter Prosper. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Rigor Circle by a card ability, you may Soul Charge 1. Second skill, Auto as a rear guard. When this unit boosts, if you have a Vanguard of Lianorn in this card name, choose a unit in the same column as this unit, and it gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. Alright, the Grade 1 Forest Protecting Hunter Prosper, we have 4 in the deck. With that, we covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 0 lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing, for the Grade 0, Source Dragon Demon Blessings, Blessed Favor, Over Trigger. Skill, trigger, additional effect. Draw a card, choose one of your units, it gets plus 1 critical until end of turn. All of your front units gets plus 10,000 power. If your damage zone has the same number of cards as your opponent or more, choose a card from damage zone and heal it. Alright, the Grade 0, Source Dragon D Blessings, Blessed Favor, Over Trigger, we have 1 in the deck. Next, the Grade 0, Melodia Pomera, Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Here we have the Grade 0, Aspiring Maiden Alana, Critical Trigger, Skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and pay, choose one of your units, it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. Okie dokie, the Grade 0, Aspiring Maiden Alana, Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next, the Grade 0, Serene Maiden Lena, Draw Trigger, Skill, Continuous as a Guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. Affirmative, the Grade 0, Serene Maiden Lena, Draw Trigger, we have 3 in the deck. Here we have the Grade 0, Flowery Tone, Heal Trigger. We have 2 in the deck. And finally, the Grade 0, Narcissus Noble, Neil-G, Heal Trigger. Skill, Auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, if your Vanguard's grade is less than your opponent's Vanguard grade, this unit gets plus 10,000 shield until end of battle. And confirm, the Grade 0, Narcissus Noble, Neil-G, Heal Trigger, we have 2 in the deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. And if that deck's been built, card effects explained. For the cards in this deck we are playing, 3 Grade 3 Blue Artillery Dragon, Inlet Pulse Dragon. 4 Grade 3 Grand March of Full Bloom Lianorn. 1 in the right deck, 3 in the main deck. Next, 4 Grade 3 Resonance Dragon. 1 Grade 3 Gradia Gradel. 1 Grade 2 Brilliant 2 Rectina. 3 Grade 2 Tightline Dragon. 1 Grade 1 Budding of Pleasant Sounds Gracia. 4 Grade 1 Performing Petal Dianta. 3 Grade 1 Custodial Dragon Sentinel Perfect Guard. 1 Grade 1 Elementary Sanctitude. 4 Grade 1 Noblest Flit. 4 Grade 1 Force Protecting Hunter Prosper. 1 Grade 0 Announcing Wind of Spring Corpy starting unit. And for the triggers in this deck we are playing, 1 Bless Favor Oval Trigger. 8 Critical Triggers. 3 Draw Triggers. And 4 Heal Triggers. And that deck built, card effects explained. Next, let's get on to testing out the deck. And here we are back in the main menu. Time to test out the deck. So going to Fight menu, selecting CPU Fight, choosing my opponent for this fight. For the opponent, I'm going to test out on, wait, hold on. For the deck, I'm going to use the Stoicheia's, Lianorn, the Grand March of Full Bloom Lianorn D-BT09 deck. It all looks okay from here. Then, selecting the deck and choosing my opponent. For the opponent, I'm going to test it out on, I think I'm going to challenge, how about Mirai Mine, Dragon Empires, Normal Difficulty, and click. The battle begins. Let's get started. And here in the fight unit, goes first. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper, rock, I win. Going first. Drawing our starting hands. I got myself a Noblest Split, Perfect Guard, Dianta, Tight Line, and Critical Trigger. Not a bad starting hand. Just gonna redraw the trigger. Redraw. Resonance Dragon, Sleep. Going first. Draw. Let's see. Right deck cost. I write from the right deck. Budding of Pleasant Sounds, Gracia. Right deck cost, let's see. I have 2 copies of Flit, so just discard 1, the extra copy. Discard. Rock, Gracia. And that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. Here comes, my opponent rides the Grade 2. Grade 1, Steel Blaze Dragon, Namokar. Namokar skill, switching deck 4. Shaolanbu. Adding to hand and shuffle. Skill the starter, draw a card. Calling the rear guard, Shruga and Ishta. Here's 16k. No guard, gonna take it. She drive checks. Ah, critical trigger, so lucky. 2 damage to me. Here it comes, 2 damage. Ow. Damage check first. No trigger, and second check, come on. Yes, draw trigger, just what I needed. Draw a card. And draw. Power up. And 18k from this side. Let's see. My right line skill lets me, let's see, when rolled upon, call this card to rear guard, 1 Grade 1. And my right deck Grade 2 skill lets me superior call another Grade 1, so I can afford to ditch a Grade 1. So I ditch a copy of Noblest Flit. Guard, 23k. That ought to be enough. Ka-chink, safe. That was rough. Mike's turn. Stand and draw. Ah, come on, my over trigger. Are you kidding me? Losing it in the beginning of the game. I write Rectina from the right deck. Discarding. Discarding. Resonance Dragon. Discard and right, Retina. Skill of Gracia. Superior Call from the Soul. To the back row, behind the Vanguard. I call Tightline Dragon to rear guard. Call. Battle phase, here we go. 10k to Vanguard. Attack goes through. And boom! 1 damage. Damage check. Critical trigger, so lucky. All that power. Boosted by Gracia. Go Vanguard. That is 18k. Skill of Gracia. Another 5,000 power. 23k. Drive check. No trigger. Perfect guard. 1 damage. And boom. Damage check. And heal trigger. Well, at least you cannot heal. It's a waste of a trigger this time. So that was a close one. End of my turn. My opponent's turn. Here comes the Great 2. Now Halibadra. Halibadra skill, adding Shawan who can drop back to hand. Calling Rumbling Shear. 19k from this side. No guard, taking it. Check first. Yes, no trigger, safe, just 1 damage. Out. Damage check. No trigger. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Draw. I ride Grand March of Full Bloom Lianorn. Right deck cost, discarding 1 critical trigger. Pamara. Discard. Right, Lianorn. Skill of Rectina. I can Soul Blast 1 to call a Great 1 or less from drop. I Soul Blast my Rectina herself to Superior Call from the drop zone. 1 Noblest Flip. Call. Main phase. I'm going to first, should I activate my Vanguard skill? Yep, I activate Lianorn skill. Counter Blast 1. Counter Blast. Draw a card. Draw. A tight line, huh? I call Dianta to the hand. From the hand to the rear guard. Superior Call. Dianta. Dianta skill. Counter Blast 1. Counter Blast and Superior Call a card from drop. Another Noblest Flip, Rectina, or Resonance. I call Resonance Dragon to rear guard. Yep, Resonance Dragon, call. And that should be enough. Is it enough? Yep, it's enough. Going to the battle phase. Lianorn, unboosted to the Vanguard. Lianorn skill, Soul Blast 1. Soul Blast and discard a card. Discarding Tight Line. Boosting all back row units. 42k. 47k. Twin Drive, first check. First, no trigger. Second check. No trigger, perfect guard. Third check. Critical trigger, yes! I give power to my Tight Line Dragon. Wait, hold on. Critical to Vanguard, power to Tight Line. Here we go. Crit up and power up. That ought to do it. And boom! 2 damage. First check. First. Another critical, so lucky. How does she keep getting them? That's the 3rd damage trigger. Come on, no triggers. Double trigger, come on, so lucky. 30,000 power. Vanguard skill. Restanding these 2. Then, what to do? Boosted by Noblest Flip. Tight Line attacks the rear guard, Rumbling Shear. 28k. The attack goes through. Boom! 1 less rear guard to worry about. Then, boosted by Dianta, Resonance Dragon, 31k. The attack goes through. And boom! 1 damage. Come on, damage check. No trigger, finally! Resonance's skill, Counterblast, Counterblast, and into Soul. Restanding, Tight Line Dragon. Tight Line Dragon, attack the rear guard, Shirunga, 20k. The attack goes through, and boom, one less rear guard to worry about. End of my turn, my opponent's turn. Here comes the Grade 3, Steel Blaze Maiden Valsarga. And order card, Steel Blaze Spear Aria, equipping the Vanguard. Skill, Soul Charge, Calling. Skill, equip another card. Equipping Shaoanbu. Vanguard skill activated. Soul Blasting. And retiring a rear guard. Critical up. Calling a rear guard. Skill activated. And calling. Skill activated. And 13k to Vanguard. No guard. Out. Damage check. Draw trigger. Draw a card. Draw. Power to Vanguard. 36k, can't risk it. Perfect guard. I discard for the perfect guard cost. The Great One, Prosper, or Leonta, or just discard a critical. Discarding a critical, Alana, critical, perfect guard. First check, no trigger, order card. Second check. Perfect guard, so lucky. The attack fails. Ka-chink. And the remaining rear guard cannot attack. End of their turn, my turn. Draw. Alrighty then. Going to main phase. And I'm going to activate my Vanguard skill. Counter Blast. Draw. And call. I'm calling Prosper, the rear guard. Call it. Over here. Soul Charge. Soul Charge. Another heal trigger, come on. Switching places. Then I call another Noblest Flip to rear guard. Calling. That ought to do it. To the battle phase we go. Lianorn, unboosted to the Vanguard, 13k. Skill activated, Soul Blast 1, Soul Blast and discard. Discard. And triple drive and boost with the entire back row. Skill of the rear guard Prosper. When boosting, give power to the rear guard on the same column. I give it to Flip. Perfect guard, knew that was coming. Perfect guard cost. Draw trigger. Triple drive, first check. No trigger, resonance. Second check. Yes, critical. I give all effects to... Noblest Flip. On the left side. Looking good there. And the third check. Double critical, sweet. I give all effects to the right side Flip. That's looking good here. The attack may have failed, but now, after boosting, Lianorn lets me stand 2 back rows. I stand Deonta and Prosper. Restand. Boosted by Prosper. Go, Flip. 36k. Flip skill. Giving a rear guard on the same column a 5,000 power boost. To Flip. 41k, 2 criticals. Another perfect guard. Discarding for the cost A. Grade 2 Rumbling Spear. The attack fails. But now Deonta boosting Noblest Flip. 36k, 2 criticals to Vanguard. Triple perfect guard, so lucky! Discarding for the cost, a Persona Ride. That's the end of my turn. Ito opponent's turn. No Persona Ride. It is I force my opponent to throw it away. Equipping the sword. Pretty V. Vanguard skill, soul charging. Calling a back row. Rearguard the Vanguard. Let's see, the sword lets her... the sword lets her deal 1 damage by counter blasting 2, and if I have 4 or less cards in damage zone, she can't do that, so 1 damage to me. Gonna take it. Ow! Damage check. Critical trigger. Giving it all to the Vanguard. We're looking good here. Here comes 26k from the Vanguard. The sword skill, adding more power, but you cannot deal damage. Perfect guard. Perfect guard cost, I am discarding 1 of my criticals. Discard. Here we go. Twin drive, first check. No trigger, spear. And second check. Draw trigger, more triggers, so lucky. Restocking hand and powering up. Ka-chink, survived. Now here comes 31k. Guard with critical trigger. 38k. And blocked. Ka-chink. Alright. And my opponent's turn, my turn. Draw. Perfect guard, huh? Skipping ride phase. Going to main phase. I'm calling Resonance Dragon over the Flit on the left. That's it for my main phase. Going to battle phase. Lianorn, unboosted, to the Vanguard. Lianorn skill, Soul Blast 1, Soul Blast, and discard. Discard. Boosting the entire back row, plus 1 drive. And then, Prosper skill. Plus 5,000 power to a rear guard in the same column, giving it all to Noblest Flit. Triple guard, 48k, 53k. Triple drive, first check. Draw trigger, nice. 47k to 53, it goes all in. All to Vanguard, draw a card. I drew a Persona Ride. Second check. No trigger. Third check. Heal trigger. I heal 1 point of damage, giving it to Resonance Dragon. Alright. The attack breaks through. Boom. Damage check. Draw trigger, cannot heal. Alright. And 6 damage. I win. That was a pretty okay fight. Despite some really bad luck on when my opponent got all the triggers from their side by damage checking, drive checking, I still managed to draw all the cards I need to make this deck work for me and eke out a win. So I got win, double critical, double trigger, attack phase has more power, perfect guarded, 8 turns pass, disappear or call, and retired 5 more opposing units. Got 200 VP, total 74,275 VP. Pressing A to go next, leaving the fight and returning to the fight menu. Here we are in fight menu, leaving fight menu, going back to main menu, and to edit deck menu. We have that deck built, cards explained. I just finished testing the deck out in front of you, so first thing I want to say is thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also do show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. With that I say goodbye and see you all soon.